Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me for this Vinyasa Yoga Flow practice. We're going to begin today's class in a kneeling position. Hips resting on our heels, sit up nice and tall. And then softly close your eyes. Begin to breathe deeply. Inhaling and exhale. As we turn our attention to our breath and our bodies in this present moment, begin to let go of everything else. Any distractions that might be around you or even within you today, let's choose to let them go and honor this time we've carved out for ourselves on the mat. Opening the eyes, reach the arms up over your head, interlacing your fingers with the palms pressing up. As you exhale, round the spine, drop the arms forward in front of you, chin towards chest. Inhale, open up, arms come up. And exhale again, round. Continue. So we begin to match breath and movement. A couple more times, breathing deeply. Lifting up, releasing your hands, coming into a tabletop position on all fours. Keeping the right knee bent, lift it up and begin to draw some circles for your hip. Switching direction. And then extending that right leg behind you, toes down into the mat. Shift your weight back and find a stretch for that lower part of the leg, the calf muscles. And then returning to all fours. Begin those hip circles on the left. Switching direction. Keeping our back straight. Extend that leg straight back behind you, then shift your weight back, find that stretch. Stepping the right foot back, coming into our first down dog, begin to pedal out your feet. So check to be sure that the hands are shoulder distance apart, feet hip distance. Downward facing dog, tailbone lifting. One leg dog, begin to lift the right leg. And then step the right foot between the hands as the back knee finds the mat. Be sure front knee over ankle and rise up. Once again, interlace those hands. Palms up to the sky, lean over to your right. Reaching up, hands find the mat. Half split as you begin to straighten your right leg, pull the right toes back. Coming back forward into that kneeling lunge, left hand to the inside of that foot, and then take the right arm up for a twist. We're going to do 3 circles here, back and forward. So we begin to loosen up all through that shoulder joint. And then stepping back to down dog. Moving forward into a high plank. Drop your knees to the mat and start to bend the elbows towards the waist, keeping them close. Taking your fingertips out wide, lift into cobra. Actively press the tops of your feet down into the mat, lowering down, downward facing dog. One leg dog on the left, keeping the hips square. Left foot between the hands, back knee to the mat. Rise up into that kneeling lunge. Interlace the fingers, palms up, lean to the left. Rising up, hands to the mat, straighten the left leg, send the hips back, half split. Moving back forward, right hand on the inside of that foot, left arm extends up, twist. Begin those circles, back and forward. Hand to the mat, downward facing dog. High plank, shoulders over wrist, knees find the mat, supported plank. Begin to bend the elbows, lower the body down. Fingertips wide, cobra. Lift the chest. Releasing. Hands come in, press back to down dog. Looking forward, step to the top of your mat. Lengthen your spine to your half lift. So flatten the back, shoulders pull back. Forward fold. Inhale, rise up, high mountain. Interlace those fingers, press the palms up, lean over to the right. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen your back, half lift. Forward fold. Stepping back to high plank. Knees can be up or down. Shift forward, bend your elbows halfway this time for chaturanga. Flipping your feet over for up dog. Press up back for down dog. Lift the right leg, one leg dog. Step that right foot between the hands. Rise up, high lunge. Interlace, palms up, lean over to the right. Lifting up, hands to the mat, step to down dog. Left leg lifts. Step that left foot between the hands, high lunge, rise up, interlace, lean it over, find that stretch. Might be challenging your balance more here as well. Lift up, hands to the mat. Step that back foot forward. Chair pose, bend both knees, arms reach up, shoulders down your back, sink a little deeper. Inhale, rise, interlace. This time lean it over to the left. Lifting up, over to the right. And lift, forward fold. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to high plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Pause here, take a few breaths, check in. Working to build heat in the body. Lifting that right leg. Step the foot forward. Find high lunge. Interlace, palms up. Lean over to the right. Lifting back up, circle the arms back, bring your hands to a prayer position at your heart. Come forward into a diagonal pose and pause. Find your strength. Begin to squeeze the belly muscles and twist into twisted prayer. That elbow comes to the outside of the knee, and see what happens if you turn your gaze up. Try to bring those thumbs more into the center of the chest. Hands to the mat. Down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Stepping the foot forward. High lunge. Palms up. Lean over to the right. Lift, circle those arms. Hands to prayer, find that diagonal position. So you're trying to find a nice line from the top of your head all the way down to that ankle. Squeeze those ab muscles, twist, and turn the gaze up, thumbs more to the center of your chest. Hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Adding on, look forward, step or float, feet to hands. Half lift, forward fold. Inhale, high mountain. Interlace those hands, press up, lean over to the right, hopefully finding more space in the left side of the body, lifting up. Other side. Lift, forward fold. Flatten your back. Forward fold. Stepping back to high plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Right leg lifts. Bring the foot between the hands, rise up, adding on again. Press palms up, lean over. Lifting hands to heart center, right into that prayer. Lean forward to that diagonal and then twist. Hands to the mat. Keep them here. Step the right foot back and stack it for a side plank. Begin to lift the right leg away from the bottom, from the left. Eyes to the mat, pivot, warrior two. So that's a big transition. So we step that foot forward, take your time, get there. Find Virabhadrasana 2. Reverse warrior. That left hand just lightly touches the leg. And be sure we haven't shifted the low body backwards. We keep that right knee nice and bent. Reach up, grab onto that right wrist. Begin to pull as you straighten the right leg. So there's a lot of side body opening. Warrior two. Turn your eyes down to the inside of your foot and out forward, transitioning as you lean to balancing half moon. Right thumb in line with the pinky toe. You're always welcome here to experiment with some balance and just hover that right hand off the mat or grab a block if you need it. Warrior two. Beautiful job. Rise up, turn those toes forward, standing straddle. Reach for the outsides of the feet. Begin to walk the hands to the top of the mat. Step that back foot forward, chair pose. Inhale, rising up, forward fold. Flatten your back, forward fold. Stepping back to high plank. chaturanga. Upward facing dog, down dog. Pause here, breathe, check in, smile. It'll always bring some relaxation to the body. A simple act of smiling. Lift that left leg, stepping it forward, high lunge. Interlace, press the palms up, lean over to the left. Lifting up, hands to prayer at your heart, lean forward. Find your strength in that diagonal, and then twist into that twisting prayer. Hands to the mat, big transition coming. Step the left foot back, stack it on top of the right, side plank. Keep strong and pressing that mat away from you. Big transition as you lift the leg, step it forward to the front of your mat. Warrior two. Get there however you want to get there. Just meet me in a warrior two. Reverse warrior, left arm reaches up and back. Reach up, grab onto that left wrist, begin to pull, lengthen, and straighten that left leg. Warrior two. Beginning our transition to balancing half moon, lean forward. Lift that back leg up, balancing half moon. Try to stack your hips. You can also play here with balance, hovering that left hand off the mat. Hold. Warrior two. Lift up, toes turn forward, standing straddle, hinge over. Reach for the outsides of the feet, top of the head, reaching for the mat. Walking the hands to the front of the mat. Step that back foot forward. Chair pose. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Arms just float to your side. Moving into our standing balance of eagle, softening the knees. Right leg lifts up as high as you can get it on that thigh, wrap it around. Arms extend, right arm underneath left. Palms pressed together. Bend even more into that standing leg. Lift the elbows a little higher for eagle pose. Releasing back to mountain. Let's try that on the other side. Soften your knees. Lift left leg over right. Arms wide, and then thread them together, left under right. Bend your standing leg, find all four corners of that foot. Lift the elbows. Eagle pose. Mountain pose, Tadasana. So you're at the front of your mat. Reach up, forward fold. Flatten your back, lengthen. Step back to a high plank. Shoulders right over the wrists. We don't want our butt up in the air. Find a nice straight body line. Firm the muscles in the legs. Pull the right knee, see if you can tap the left elbow or tricep. Step it back. Switch to the left. And back. Nice and slow, continue. Not about speed. About 4 more to go, nice and slow. We're building strength here in our whole body. especially that core. So important for our daily life as well as our yoga practice. Go ahead, give me 2 more. Knees to the mat, child's pose. Sit back, relax, lower to your mat. Take 3 nice, long, deep breaths. Lifting up, meet me back in down dog. So we're going to move into lizard pose. This is one of our deep stretches for our hips. So you're going to bring that right foot between the hands. And we're going to begin by dropping that back knee to the mat. Bring both hands to the inside of the foot. And if you need to heel toe out wider with that right foot to create some space, do so. So from here, we're going to bring our forearms down to the mat, or maybe just walk your hands forward. Everyone's going to look a little different on this. You can also place your forearms on a block. Then when you're ready, see if you can lift that back leg up. So you're pressing back through that heel. It's a really great stretch here for your hip. Try to continue to press into all 4 corners of that foot. If that knee's dropping wide, go ahead and just move your foot a little wider. Good, press back up to the hands, step back to down dog. If you need to take some hip circles and let that go, you can. I'm gonna shake it out. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So lizard pose on the left foot comes forward, back knee to the mat to begin. Hands to the inside of the foot. And then you're gonna just find your pose, either lower to the mat, and then lift that back leg. Keep pressing back through that heel. Step back to down dog. So we're gonna do that one more time. I'm gonna give you one more option. So bring that right foot forward. So this time we're gonna keep our back leg up. You're gonna extend that right arm forward. See if you can squeeze the abs, bring that right arm in. Can you tuck the shoulder underneath that right knee? So lizard pose is an option, so you can repeat what we just did instead of doing this if you wish. So from here, maybe we lift the hands, maybe we extend into a T-arm. We hold for 5, 4, belly lifting, 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. So we're not only stretching the hip, but we're also strengthening it with that pose. And also the core muscles. Let's try it on the other side. Left foot steps forward. And again, lizard pose is your option. Left arm reaches forward. Tuck. See if you can bring that shoulder underneath that forward knee. One hand to either side of the foot. Stay here, or maybe extend the arms and hold for 5. 2 and 1. Bring it in. This time we're going to lower our bodies to the mat, all the way down. Bring your arms by your sides. Eyes forward, lift into locust pose. Release and rest. We're going to do locust pose again with the option to go into bow if that's a pose you want to practice today. Arms at your sides. Lift into locust. Stay or bend the knees. Hands to the ankles and continue to lift. Bow pose. and release down to the mat. Child's pose once again. Great counter pose for bow. Pause here, 3 deep breaths. Begin to lift up and have a seat on your mat. Moving into boat pose. Lean back, arms reaching, really nice posture. Begin to lift the legs, arms extended, or you may choose to go into a full extension of the arms and legs. Do what works for you. Moving into low boat, hover the body back to the mat, arms, legs extending, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, boat pose, lift up, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, I say we do it again, hover it for 5, 4, 3, 2, lift up, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Extend the legs, incline plank, incline tabletop with knees bent is your option, lift up. Lowering the hips back to the mat. Arms reach up, lengthen the spine, hinge over for your seated fold. Begin to roll it down nice and slow and controlled. Once you're down, knees to chest. Feet to the mat. You want your knees right over your ankles. Begin to lift your hips up for bridge pose. Bring your shoulders together and down your back. Let's see if we can reach for our heels today, or reach for our ankles today. Releasing down, take the feet to the edges of your mat and further away from the body. Windshield wipers, so your arms are going to come into goalposts. Just start to drop the knees to the right and left. A little release there for your back. Good. We're going to extend the left leg out to the mat. Pull that right knee into your chest and down towards the armpit. So just right to the outer part of that chest. Extend the leg and drop it out to the right. Left arm extends out. And begin to bend that knee and take it into your spine twist. By placing the left hand on that right knee, you can maybe find a little bit deeper space if you need it. You could also keep the legs straight if you prefer. Switching sides. Left knee pulls in, bringing it towards the outer part of the chest. Straightening the leg, drop it out to the left. Right arm extends. Bending the knee, taking it across the body for your spine twist. Coming back to your back, knees to chest. So a final inversion today. I'm going to always cue the simplest one, which is waterfall pose, which is simply extending the legs up over your hips and arms to your sides. You are always, always welcome to stay here, provided you have no issues with your blood pressure or your neck, anything like that, then you are welcome to take it up into that shoulder stand. Just be really mindful if you choose to do this pose. Whatever pose you're in, you're going to come out of it and meet me in a reclining butterfly. Bottoms of feet touching, knees wide. Hands resting on your midsection, on your belly. Let's close our eyes. Continuing to take those nice long deep breaths. Noticing the rise and the fall of the belly with every breath. Moving to our final pose of Shavasana. Extending the legs, arms at your sides with the palms up. Relaxing your muscles, let go. Just let your normal breath return. Finding stillness in both the body and the mind. I'll be back with you in just a moment. begin their transition out of the pose by taking some deep breaths and begin to bring small movements back into the body. Then bring the knees in and roll to a resting position on your side. Pausing here for just a moment. And before I bring you up, I just want you to know that if no one's told you yet today, you are amazing, you are beautiful, you are capable. And just by showing up on your mat today, you did something great for yourself. When you do that, in turn, you're able to be more attentive and helpful to others around you. So great job for showing up. Help yourself up to have a seat on your mat. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Let's take one more deep breath in together, bringing the hands to that prayer position at our hearts. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Thanks again, and I hope you have a blessed day.